Welcome. Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm so excited to be here today with Jolinka. Welcome. We're so happy to have you. And we're going to be doing a modified version of one of my movement classes. Let's get right into it. We'll just start with some quick stretches. So maybe just stretching out the wrists a little bit because we are going to be down on the floor today. So you can just bring your hands together and use your left hand in front of you. So bring your right hand out in front of you and then bring your left hand to meet the fingers, and you can use that tension to kind of pull the fingers back just a little bit and pushing forward with the fingers. Nice. Do you feel that stretch in the wrist? And then switching hands. Nice. And you can kind of just keep doing that back and forth a little bit just to get the wrists a bit warmed up. And while we're doing that, are there any sensitivities or modifications that you know in your body for today?
I would say my right knee, because I've had knee surgery, and also I have a twisted spine, so I have a bit of a hip shortening.
Okay. How are the wrists feeling?
Good.
Nice. You can switch that. So point your fingers down now, and you can kind of pull your fingers back towards you a little bit. Switching hands. Nice. Nice. And you can do just a couple of wrist circles. Just warming up the joints a little bit. These are the kind of things
we should do any time of the day, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You can switch sides. Nice. And just kind of give your arms a little bit of a shake. Maybe I like to like a reset to kind of a neutral posture. So if you just bring your feet to hip width apart and think about kind of anchoring down evenly through your feet, even a little bit wider. Just kind of bring your shoulders up and back and keep your chin sort of parallel to the floor. So you have like a nice tall posture. You can just take a couple breaths here. So nice deep inhale. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. And exhale.
Inhaling and exhaling is easy because I used to be a labor room nurse.
Oh, wow.
Did a lot of breathing coaching.
That's amazing. You could teach me a lot about breathing. How do you feel? Do you want to see the sequence we're going to learn?
Sure.
Okay, so it's a short sequence from one of my movement classes, and it has kind of sort of unusual movements. So I'll just show you, and then we're gonna totally break it down and change it so that it works for your body, but just so that you have an idea of like where we're going.
Okay.
So it starts out in downward dog here, and then we lift kind of into this position, and this is where it starts to get a little bit funky. We actually come around and turn up, and then we do sort of this modified cartwheel, and then another modified cartwheel here. And then that's it. But we will break it down.
You make it look effortless.
The cool thing about this sequence is it helps with your proprioception, with your balance, with getting up and down from the ground, which is something that is so important to keep working on. I think you mentioned that you were a gardener, so I feel like this would be really a great kind of movements for you to incorporate. So let's get started.
I have one comment.
Yes.
Even as a teenager, I was never able to touch the ground, probably because of the length of my legs. Not even as a teenager.
Absolutely.
For this downward dog that you were showing me.
We don't need to touch the ground, but let's get onto the ground. Sure. Just however feels comfortable to you. So if you want to come into this position, and then what we can do if downward dog isn't comfortable, I mean, we can go ahead and try it if you want to come to your hands and knees. And then you're going to actually lift sort of onto your toes and push back. How's that feeling?
Feels fine.
Feels fine. And then you're going to shift your weight back. So you're moving your weight back into your legs, and your shoulders are coming back. Can you relax your neck a little bit and push a little bit further back? You can spread your feet out actually quite wide if that feels good. How does this feel?
This feels better.
Feels
wide.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah, and this is actually a great stretch for you to hang out in. You can come down. But are you feeling any pain there?
No.
Cool. So let's just start with that then. We'll start with just a quick kind of stretch back into down dog. So push and really ground through your palms here. So you want to make sure that kind of your fingers are spread and the weight isn't going into your fingers too much.
Okay.
And then you can lift those legs up, and yeah, however wide, and you can actually bend your knees as well if that feels good. And
straight feels good.
Straight feels good. Perfect. Nice. And you can relax your neck.
When you say relax my neck, you mean drop it down?
Yeah, drop it down.
Okay.
Nice. Beautiful. Cool. So that's the first move.
Okay.
And you did it perfectly. And so from there, the way that I transition is I actually bring my foot around, but this can be quite tricky, especially for the knees.
Yeah.
So what we might do is just start from this position. So come onto sort of your left hip over here, and your legs can be out beside you. Nice. And what we're doing is we're actually going to be spinning, like in that sort of, it's called a corkscrew motion, to come up. And so I want you to think about like spinning your body open, leading with that right arm, bringing the right hand back behind you, and then you're going to shift your weight onto the right leg and then continue the motion as you stand up using your arms. A lot of words. Let's just try it together.
Oh, no, the words are not the problem. I'm just envisioning myself landing in a puddle back there.
Let's go slow. Let's go slow. Okay, so bring your left hand maybe a little bit closer to your leg there. Yeah, perfect. And then bring that right arm back behind you. Nice. And let that lead you open. So as you do that, let your right leg come open and start to actually turn you around. Nice, perfect. And then start to shift your weight into the other hip. Nice. And then you're gonna start to put weight on that right hand and your left foot. And you're gonna start to twist more.
Oops, I'm getting tangled up.
Twist more, nice. And then how are you in this sort of squat position?
Squat is hard.
Squat is hard?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll bring it back and we'll probably just come back to hands and knees here and then come up. If you can come up through center that way. Try keeping your legs really wide. Yeah, I think that will help. You seem to have a tendency to bring your feet a little bit close together.
Okay.
But sometimes with a wider base, it can really help with stability and with balance, especially when we're coming up and down from the ground. Did that feel okay?
It did, yeah.
Okay, do you want to try it again?
Sure.
Okay, let's start again. So we're back in our side sit. I'm gonna name this pose. And then bring that right arm over, and remember your right arm's kind of leading you. So then your right leg splays open, shifting to the other side with the weight. And now from here, you wanna keep the turning motion as you come up and try to remember that wide leg, which I think will really help you.
Sorry, the knee.
No, definitely. How would you, from the floor, how would you normally get up comfortably?
Just up onto this
Onto that
leg.
Yeah.
So I'm not really pushing off
Off of
at
that
all
knee.
with this leg.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it that way then.
Okay.
Let's start over. Okay, so we're in our side sit. So right arm comes over, leads us into our twisting motion. Nice, nice, nice. And then find that comfortable spot where your left leg can take the support. And pushing up. Nice. I love it. How does it feel?
It felt good. It probably doesn't look very graceful.
It looks graceful to me. And we're gonna add some grace now, because from this kind of twisting momentum, we're gonna add a cartwheel. which again is great for proprioception and balance. We call this our level 1 cartwheel. You're kind of coming out of the spin and then you're going the other direction back into this kind of spinning motion. Nice. Let's break it down. We're leading with our left leg. So you want to bring your left out beside you and it kind of faces parallel to the mat. Nice. Mm-hmm. And then your left arm can come out as well. Beautiful. And then imagine sort of a balance beam. You're going to bring your right foot around to come in front of the left and almost like around so that you end up coming into a bit of a spin. Beautiful. How does that feel?
Fine. I just was worried about hitting you with my long arms.
You have very long arms. They're beautiful. Let's try it again. Okay. So leading with that left leg and left arm and ready to bring the right around. Nice. Beautiful. And then the left leg comes back. Nice. That's perfect. Done. And then we do a cartwheel on the other side. I know you mentioned it's tricky to have your hands on the ground. We can just do the same level, like level 1 cartwheel, just on the other side. This time we're leading with our right leg and right arm, and then the left leg comes around, left foot comes around, and ta-da! You have to say the ta-da. I'm just kidding, you don't.
That felt good.
Do you want to try putting it all together?
Everything?
Everything.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so let's just try starting from our downward dog. So we can spread the fingers, spread the feet, make sure you're in that nice wide stance, and then when you're ready, just push back up to a downward dog. Nice. Do you feel the stretch in the hamstrings?
I do.
And then you can come back down and we'll head to our side sit position. Amazing. You're ahead of me. You lead the way.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. You know what's next. Nice. Coming around with the hand. Beautiful. And then twisting, coming up. And then we'll go right into that cartwheel with the left leg. Nice. Nice. And then other side. Beautiful. How does that feel?
Good, thank you.
Good. Do you want to try the other side?
Other side. Okay, I forgot about that. Sure.
We'll just run through it quickly. I think you'll pick it up quite quick because it's just a minor change. Mm-hmm. So let's start back in down dog again. Nice stretch through the hamstrings, and then now we'll come and sit on the other side. So now our left arm is leading and we're going around and then spinning, coming up however is comfortable. And now the momentum is taking us this way, so our cartwheel is actually going to go this way.
Backwards.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
This way, yeah.
Right.
Because we're spinning, yes. It's funny because if you lose track of which foot, like you're kind of, you have to go back to the beginning, but we're here. And then so we come into that cartwheel, and you've already done this side, so you're an old pro. And then we go back the other way. Nice. Amazing. Should we try it one more time for good measure?
Sure.
Just to get it in the body on this side? Okay, let's go one more time. So coming to down dog. Breath here, and then come on down to that right side. And leading the way. Nice. spinning around and up. Nice. And then cartwheel.
Right.
And then other way. Beautiful. How do you feel?
Just fine.
Were there any movements that were particularly challenging for you?
I would just say any of the ones that involved rotation.
Yeah.
Because of a knee, then you don't feel that same stability.
For sure.
So those were the things that would have been a little bit tricky for me.
Yeah.
Especially if I was coming off of the weak knee and onto the dominant.
Yeah.
The support isn't beautifully there or perfectly there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the rotational movements are a lot less common for us. We don't do them that often in everyday life.
But you did want me to do them. A novice.
Advanced. We threw you into the advanced zone right away. Well, thank you so much, Jolinka, for joining me. It's been great working with you.
That. Thank you so much for those tips.
It was so fun. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you learned something new. I hope you give that class a try, have fun with it, and we'll see you next time.